Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone in the YouTube world. And we are here once again to talk about the Disney Destiny, but specifically, I'm going to point out 10 tips and tricks about the Disney Destiny before going on the cruise ship itself. We just got off the 4-night sailing on the all new Disney Destiny. What an amazing time we had. It was an amazing ship, amazing cruise itinerary, and we went to the 2 private islands that Disney has. So it was so much fun, especially because it was with my nephew. So again, if you haven't seen, go check that out. In no particular order, let's get into the list. So the number 1 tip is that you need to brush up on your heroes and villains Disney movies and characters, because this ship is all about it. You're gonna see lots of details, and if you really want to appreciate the ship itself, you really need to brush up on movies like 101 Dalmatians, maybe Brave, also like Doctor Strange, The Avengers, that's a good one to get onto, and the Black Panther. So those are just a few to name. And this is kind of what I did. I watched a lot of movies before going on the cruise. I should have spread it out a little further in between, but I was rushing to watch a bunch of movies. So that way I could admire the ship in a more unique way. Because if you look at the walls, you look at the ceilings, the coffee shops, the restaurants, everything, there is detail all over. You just have to know what you're looking for. And if you see something, you will surely recognize it from all the movies that you've just been binge watching. For example, The Lion King, there's so much detail in the restaurant Pride Lands. Just little examples here and there that you will want to identify just because you brushed up on your heroes and villains movies. And I think it's a good idea if you start as soon as possible, because time does go fast and your Disney Destiny cruise will come up. So number 2, just remember that on every Disney cruise, there's going to be a pirate night. And if you have the chance, try to bring a pirate costume on board. Whether you're a mom or a dad or just a little child, pirate night happens towards the end of your cruise. Probably night 3 or 4 of your cruise. So you'll want to wear something for the evening. And if you really don't have anything, maybe just wear a shirt with some kind of pirate decor. And the cool thing about Disney is that they provide bandanas that you can honestly wear on pirate nights and be fine with that. Now here's an example of what I am talking about. It comes as a bandana like this one, and I love them. I have so many of these now, but these are the cutest things ever, and I love to wear it around the house without telling anyone. This is one of my favorite bandanas to just wear because it's pretty cool. It's Disney. And here's a little tip for you guys, but if you have the chance, well, you're gonna have to, because this is worth it. Fireworks at sea. So pirate nights, you're probably gonna watch a show, you're gonna have dinner, and then after that, to end your night, you're gonna have pirate night outside of the ship if the weather's good. Now remember, my tip here is to stay on the starboard side of the ship, because the fireworks will be on the opposite side. So go to the very top deck on the starboard side, and if you don't know what side that is, you can always ask a crew member. So they will shoot the fireworks on the opposite side, so you will have a fantastic view from the starboard side. My 3rd tip to mention this evening is that the Oceaneer Club is for kids 3 to 10 years old. Now, if you have a child between those ages, you will want to go to the Oceaneer Club, because on the very first day, they have an open house. So you can take your kid and you can bring your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it is, and tour the entire Oceaneer Club. No section is cut off. So you can check that out, or you can check the other sections of the Oceaneer Club. I think there's the ones for the little babies, and then there's the kids, and there are the teens. But for Oceaneer Club specifically, because we got to experience it, open house is available. So you'll check it out. If you like the area, you can always sign your kid up. The cool thing about Oceaneer Club is that if your kid does not have a Disney band, they can always rent one. So it is $25 up front. It's a deposit for the wristband that your child will always have. And when they want to access Oceaneer Club, whatever time of the day, they can show up, scan their band, and then make their way to the club, enjoy it. And at the very end of the cruise, just make sure that if you did not purchase, you only rented, you have to turn it back in, and they will give you your $25 back. So number 4 is like a little bit of a warning, I guess you could say. but you cannot film the theater shows. So the Disney shows that happen every single night, such as Hercules or other shows, at the Walt Disney Theater, you cannot film, you can't take pictures, you can't take video. So I learned that the hard way, not this cruise, but the previous Disney cruise that I took. Not allowed. They're gonna find you, they're gonna tell you to stop filming. So I know this might not apply to a lot of you guys, but I did find that at the very end of the show, when they are saying bye to the crowd, you can just whip your phone out, maybe take a couple photos or like a quick video, but during showtime, no filming. Number 5 might be a little bit obvious, but download the Disney app. It's really going to help you, the Disney Cruise Line app, and I will put a picture of what it looks like right here. And also I'll drop a link in the description. So it's really easy, especially if you have an iPhone or an Android, you will want to become familiar. So a month before or even a few weeks before, consider downloading the app. You can check in on there, you can check the restaurants, you can check the bars, lots of important info that you can see there. I think it's recommendable that you should download the Disney Cruise Line app. It'll help you. Now here's more of a reminder, which is number 6. So Disney does do this thing as a lot of other cruise lines do. They charge you a daily gratuity fee. Now this gratuity does go to all the staff all across the board. So from your room steward to the cooks, to the people who clean the ship, it spreads out to everyone, and everybody has to pay this. So if you have an inside cabin or a regular cabin, per person, it will be $16 per day. So if you have 2 people, it'll be $32 a day. Or if you have 4, whatever 16 times 4 is, I think that's $64 per day. So consider if you have a small family of 4 people, it will be charged to your account every single day. And at the end of the cruise, that gratuity will be all amounted into one final total cost, as you know, especially with your other costs of drinks and activities. Just remember, this does go to all the crew. So I opt to always leave that there because I feel like the crew does go above and beyond. Now it is mandatory. I mean, I think you can take it off and go to the front desk, ask them to remove it, and you can always leave cash if you want to, but I think I just take the easier route and just kind of leave that going on my account every single day. So at the end of your cruise, do not be surprised. You might be charged $16, or like I forgot to mention, if you do have a suite, I believe it's about $27.25 per person per day. So the bigger the room, the more gratuity they are going to charge you daily. And again, at the very end of the cruise, when you get your final bill, you will see the total amount depending on how many people and how long the cruise was. This one again is more like a reminder because I don't want you to be so surprised when the bill is quite high, because if you take like a 7-day Disney cruise, yes, that does amount to a lot. So it does go to the crew. I never take it off. Let me know what you do. Do you take off the gratuities or do you leave it? I like to just leave it. It is what it is. They charge it and it's not part of the cruise fare. It is a separate cost that will be charged to your credit card tied to your account. Disney cruise tip number 7 is to schedule a character call. And this is what I mean. So before your cruise, anytime before your cruise, get on your computer, go into your Disney Cruise Line browser, log in, and then go to your account. You can go to My Reservations, and then you will see a tab that says Request Call. Now this is a pretty cool feature because we did it for my nephew. We scheduled a call for the specific day and specific time. So we scheduled it for the morning of the Disney Destiny. And I got a call on my phone. I knew it was Disney calling because it's gonna say, I think it's a weird number. So you get a call and once you answer, it's Mickey talking to you, or Minnie, whatever character you choose. And I passed the phone to my nephew and he heard Mickey inviting him on the Disney Destiny. Somebody's calling you. It was for you.
Hiya, pal. It's me, Mickey Mouse. Gosh, am I excited to hear you decided to come on a cruise. You're gonna have a great time down around the world.
And it was so wonderful. I think it's a sweet touch that Disney Cruise Line does. No other cruise line does this. So you can schedule a character call and it makes the just times a little more happy, a little more excitement. I love it. So if you need directions on how to get there, I'll put it in the description, step by step how to get there so you can schedule your call. Disney tip number 8, do not forget to check in as early as possible. So once you have the Disney Cruise Line app, I believe that you can check in about 30 days before your cruise. So if you do the 30 days, it depends on your status, but I think if you do not have status, it is about 30 days before the cruise. You can choose your dining time. You cannot choose the restaurants. You can only choose the dining time and what time you want to watch a show. So you can do a show first and then dining, or you can do the dinner and then the show. It goes either way. I think it's a good thing to just check in as soon as possible, because you can also embark the ship at the time frame that you want to, instead of waiting last minute, and then you would be one of the last ones to embark the ship. So just keep that in mind. Check your emails once you book this Disney cruise. It'll say you have 30 days, for example, to check in before the cruise, and you want to do it as soon as possible. Now here's my Disney tip number 9. This one's really special here because you're gonna want to make sure you get the best seat at any Disney theater show. So because they do have the best shows at sea, you will have to wait, and I would say about 45 minutes to 1 hour outside of the Walt Disney Theater, because the line does grow fast and very long. So you'll want to just, unfortunately, right, buy your popcorn if you want and wait in line. You'll want to get a seat probably towards the bottom. I think I had a good view from anywhere, but I would prefer a view on the 3rd deck at the bottom where the stage is, instead of the 4th deck on top. So this is just personal preference, but if you want a good seat, you have to wait minimum, I think, 45 minutes. And for like the Hercules, which is the new show at sea, that one is at least an hour before the show starts that you have to wait for that, because you'll want to have a good seat for the best show that I've seen at sea. And this is on Disney Destiny. And my 10th Disney tip that I want to share with you guys is that if on the first day of your cruise, when you embark, you get situated, you explore the ship, go to Edna a la mode. Once you go to Edna a la mode and you want something sweet, you can actually schedule a sweet treat to be delivered to your dinner of your liking. So it can be the first night, second night, third night, or all the nights that you want. You can specifically get this one that I saw with like a race car. I think it was Lightning McQueen with some ice cream and brownies and cookies and all that good stuff. Pretty big dessert, to be honest. I think you can share it with somebody. But you can pre-purchase your dessert at Edna a la mode, and then you can tell them, hey, I want it on night 2 at this dining option, and it will be brought out during the time of your dinner. So I think that's a really cool option. If you do not want the standard desserts that they offer at the Disney dinners, then you can kind of like prepay for the ones at Edna a la mode and have it sent at a specific time to your dinner. I think that's the coolest thing. I never knew about this until I watched the video not too long ago, and we didn't do it, but I saw plenty of people doing this. It's a good option if you want a different kind of dessert. And I know I'm gonna add another little tip, and this one's so obvious, but obviously Disney tip number 11, just have a great time, have a good attitude, wake up every day, you gotta smell the Disney cruise ship, you gotta walk the ship, explore, have fun. We had so much fun, and I hope you do too in the near future. So again, if you need any help with the Disney Destiny booking, let us know. Right now they are offering 4-night sailings and 5-night sailings out of, I think it's Fort Lauderdale, so double check on that. But it's such a great time. I know it's a little bit more pricier because it is the newest ship at sea basically as of right now. We loved it, cannot wait to go back sometime. Again, if you haven't seen my series, go back and watch it. So don't forget to let me know how it goes, and if you've been on the Disney Destiny already, I want to know, how was your experience? Do you agree with my tips and tricks? Would you add anything else? Comment below. Thanks for watching all the Disney content that I have, but I think this is the last one for the Disney Destiny, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next series. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.